Yes, good morning, students. What about the remaining students? Only 32 students are there. I think all of you received the SMS, no? You know how many marks you got in all the subjects. Pavan, are you there, Pavan? Arjun, message banta? Arjun?
Yes, ma'am. Bantu.
Bantala? Okay.
Ma'am.
ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಎಷ್ಟು ಏನು ಅಂತ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ.
Ma'am.
Yes, students, in last class we were seeing about the uh, how the ethical behavior should be, and in many of the organization to improve the ethical behavior of the employer, of the employee, what employers are doing or what organization is doing to improve the behavior of the employees. We have seen that in many of the companies they are appointing a ethical officer because when we talk about the organization, it is a part, or a company, it is a part of our daily life. Most of our time we spend with our colleagues. Sometimes some misunderstanding may happen, and due to that some minor fight or some argument or some minor quarrel may happen within the employees. To judge who is correct or to give a proper justification, we need some person. So only the owner or the management cannot do all this stuff. So that is the reason why many of the organization, they are appointing a ethics officer. So ethics officer can take a decision, he can make a decision based on the scenario. And we also seen that the ethical officer is not a fresher, or he is not any project leader or team leader. He should be a well experienced person, and he should be in a position of manager level, and he should have a direct contact with the CEO. Because if anything goes wrong, if anything is not if anything is out of control, then immediately he can report to the CEO or CEO of the company. So that we have seen in the last class. And creating an ethical environment, how to create an ethical environment, and to make a decision, what all the steps we have to take to make a good decision, and develop that we have seen. And to to take any decision, first we need to see the problem statement. Then we have to see the how to identify the problem statement and how to analyze the problem statement. Because see students, when we see any problem, it may be a program related problem, or it may be a our personal problem. Definitely there will be a solution, and there will be more than one solution. So it is our decision that which decision we have to adopt, or which decision or which solution we have to adopt. So some may be cost effective, or some decision may alternative solution may be time effective. So based on our situation, we have to opt for the alternative solution. For that, we have to identify and we have to evaluate the alternative solution. So here we have seen how to identify and evaluate the alternate solution. And the virtue ethics approach also we have seen in the last class. No. This I have to do it, students. So this in last class we have seen about the decision making. Now we'll see the virtue ethics approach. So virtue ethics approach, it focuses on the concern with daily life of the community. So as I told, the ethics is not only important in the organization or in the company. Ethics is important in our daily life also. That's why I have taken that class example and the association example. See, for association, apartment association, it is a part of our life. We may not show, or we may not be serious that much about that about the apartment association or about the class, but showing behaving ethically is very important in all the ways. It may be a organization, or it may be a class, or it may be home also. In house also. Yes.
Ma'am, screen share madila ನೀವು.
Screen share ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ma'am.
Okay. Thank you. Can you see the screen, students? Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
So, as we discussed that ethical behavior is not only important in working place, it is also very much important in our daily life also, where we stay, where we when we visit any supermarket, or when we visit any grocery shop or vegetables shop, there also the ethics is very much important. So the virtue ethics approach here, it mainly focuses, the focus is on concern with the daily life in a community. Here we have to, the concern is on the daily life community. Daily life community means a society where we live. So where we talk with our friends, how we behave with our family, that is also very much important. People guided by virtue to reach right decision. So here we have to guide a people, or we have to guide each person how to take a right decision, how to take a right decision, and that is based on the principles, more effective than following the set of principles. See, in the beginning of the chapter only I told that ethics means a set of principles will be there, principles or rules will be there. If we are following that, then it shows I am behaving ethically. The rules and regulation, the principles of association will be different. The principles of classroom will be different. The principles of company or software company will be different. The principles of production company will be different. So each association, or each board of members, or each group will be forming a different principles. So as a part of that association, or as a part of that society or the community, we have to follow those rules and regulations. We have to follow those rules and regulations. If I'll give a small simple example, students, that association example I gave. See, when the association start, what the association will do, they make a different rules for parking, for garbage collection, for any association functions, and for usage of amenities. For everything they'll make some rules, correct? No, they make some principles, they make some guidelines. So as a part of that apartment, we have to follow those instructions. We have to follow those instructions. If I am not following the instruction, if my decision is not correct, then the association will tell me the right decisions based on the principles. They have set some rules or they have set some principles. Based on that, they will tell that according to our apartment association, or according to the regulations, or according to the principles of our association, whatever you have done, that is not correct, that is wrong, you please correct yourself, or you please make a correct decision. Like that they will tell. Problems. Does not provide a guide for action. Whatever the problem which arise, that based on the principles, based on the rules and regulations, we have to guide them how to take a action. And virtue cannot be worked out objectively, it depends on the circumstance. What is virtue, students? What is virtue? What is virtue? Anybody listening this word first time? Virtue? Yes. Virtue. Forgot, huh? We have seen the definitions, no? Please, students, don't forget the previous class topics, whatever we have discussed. The subject, it looks very easy, but it is difficult to remember. Ethics, virtues, we have seen, no? See, if you forgot the meaning of virtue, see, this much you remember, students. The virtue is nothing but the behavior. Behavior showing high moral standard. Virtue is nothing but behavior showing high moral standard. See, simply don't log in for the class, students. You please take a notebook, and whatever the points I am discussing, at least the bullets points you please take down. Anyway, I'll share the PPTs, but please, whatever I am explaining, you please don't write the complete notes. At least whatever you feel important, at least that much you write, students. Okay. So the virtue cannot be worked on objectively. It depends on the circumstance. Virtue means the good behavior. Good behavior means principles. Here I am telling about the principles. If I am following the principle, if I am following the rules and regulations, then it shows that my behavior is good. If I am following the rules and regulations, then it shows my behavior is good. And sometimes we cannot say the behavior is sometimes we cannot work out the behavior based on the objective. It depends on the circumstance. It depends on the scenario. It depends on the circumstance. Next we have utilitarian approach. Utilitarian approach, it chooses an action that has best overall consequences. This utilitarian approach, it chooses an action that has a best overall consequences, and it finds the greatest good by balancing all interests. So it see the this approach here, we have the approach that is utilitarian approach. In the utilitarian approach, it depends on the it chooses a action, or it chooses action that has best overall consequences. What is consequences? What is consequences? Students, anybody, what is the meaning of consequences? Effects. See, in utilitarian approach, here it chooses the action that should give a best result for all the effects, or for all the scenario. For all the scenario, it should give a best result. It finds the greatest this utilitarian approach finds the greatest good by balancing all the interests. See, the main aim or the main agenda of this approach is not to bias anybody. Whatever the decision, whatever the action is taking place, it should help to all the people or all the employee. If you take example of an organization, it should, whatever the decision is taken by this approach, it should helpful to the all the employees. And it is the main intention is to make the balancing. The main intention is to make the balancing, and fits concept of values in economics and the use of cost benefit analysis. For cost benefit analysis also, it should find it finds a proper economical balancing. The problem here is measuring and comparing values is often difficult. Sometimes it is difficult to find the it is difficult to measure, and it is difficult to compare. The measuring and comparing a value is often difficult because as I told, if two employees are fighting in the company, then an ethical officer will come and he will give a proper decision. And sometimes by seeing the opinion of both the fighters, it will be difficult to tell that who is right and who is wrong. According to person A's place, he is right. According to person B's place, he is also right. So sometimes it becomes difficult to measure and compare any scenario. Predicting resulting benefits and harm is difficult. And whatever the students, whatever the business or whatever the work we start, we definitely predict some benefit. Correct? No person will start any business by predicting the loss. Correct? So everybody will predict the profit, and then they will start the business. So here predicting the benefit is sometimes it will become a harmful. Next we have fairness approach. See, this is a utilitarian approach. Next we have fairness approach. Fairness approach focuses on fair distribution of benefits and burdens. See here, this approach, see, this is all about the organization. See here, in this approach, it mainly focuses on the fair distribution of burden and benefit. I will wait, students. So 4 employees are there. 4 employees are there, and for a project. Yes, students, you're understanding? You're listening?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. See, 4 in a team, 4 employees are there, and 6 modules are there. 6 modules are there, and 4 employees are there. And in the beginning, To each employee, one module will give. To each employee, one module will give. So 4 module over. Okay. So based on the experience, I'm giving another module to remaining 2 persons. Yes. Now here two employees have two modules, and the remaining two have one module. Total 6 module is allotted. Yes. Yes, students, total 6 module is allotted. Here these two employees are less experienced, and even the salary is also less. So that's why I have allotted only one module to each. And the remaining 2 employees, they are getting more salary and they are more experienced, so I have allotted 2 modules. So here what I am doing, I am distributing the burden. So after successful completion of this project, I am getting 10 lakh profit from this project. 10 lakh profit from the project. 10 lakh profit from the project I am getting. 10 lakh I am getting. So out of 10 lakh, 2 lakhs I have to give to the company. 2 lakhs, 4 lakhs I have to give to the company. So 6 lakhs I have to distribute among these 4 employees. To these persons I'll give 1 lakh, and to these persons I'll give 2 lakhs. So am I distributing the benefits fairly? Yes, students? Am I distributing fairly? Yes or no? Tell me. Yes? Rizwan, are you there? Rizwan? I think he is not there. Just he has logged in. So simply for the sake of attendance. Yes, students, are you understanding? Am I distributed properly? Students, please respond. If you don't respond, how I'll understand whether you are listening or not? Huh? Yes, Vaishnavi?
Yes, ma'am.
Correct distribution madidina work and benefit. Did you listen whatever I told?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me, did I do any partiality or fair distribution I have done? Yes, students, I think you are not listening properly. Please listen. You may feel these examples are very simple, very silly, but for understanding purpose, I am giving this example. Please understand carefully, listen carefully. Here I am talking about the fairness approach. In fairness approach, here we have to do the distribution of work and benefit properly. As I told, 4 employees are there, 6 modules are there. So for first 2 employees, I have given a project, I have given one module, and the remaining 2 employees, I have given 2 modules. So based on the experience I have given for these 2 employees, I have given a more workload, and after completion of this project, I am getting a 10 lakhs profit, and 4 lakhs amount we are giving to company, and out of 6 lakhs, 1 lakh is given to the employee who handled 1 module, and 2 lakh is given to the employee who handle 2 modules. Yes, this is I have done a fair distribution of burden and fair distribution of benefit. Guiding principle is to treat all people the same. So we have to treat with all the people the same. And problem here is decision can be influenced by personal bias. So sometimes there may be personal bias within the employees, and Sometimes, sometimes we may feel that the employees may feel that there may be a unfair decision. Next, we have common So next we have a common good approach. The common good approach is work together for a common set of values and goal. So this is very important, students. Here we are not implementing any technical, or here we are not implementing any rules. It is common sense that, or it is common behavior that we have to do a good behavior with everybody. That is common good approach. Work together for a common set of values and goals. When we are working in the organization, the aim of the organization, or the goal of the organization is to get a more profit and to satisfy all the needs of the clients. So we have to work towards the values and goals of the company and implement systems that benefits all the people. So here we should not the organization or the employees of the company should not work only on the they should not work on the individual group. They have to see the benefits of all the employees. Here all the employees is nothing but the all the people. We have to see the benefit of all the employees. Then we have to work towards the goal of the organization. The problem here is conscious consequences is difficult, and some required a bear greater cost than others. Next, we have implement the decision and evaluate the result. Yes, students, this is very important. As we discussed in the last class that whatever the problem statement we find, just now also I told for what it may be our personal problem or it may be our professional life problem. So for a single problem, there may be more than one solution. So based on the scenario, we have to opt for the solution. Just now I told that the solutions may be cost effective or the solution may be time effective. So if I don't have more money, but if I have more time, so I can go with the solution in which the cost is less and time is more. Cost is less and time is more. So everything, the implementation of or the adoption of a solution is depending on the scenario, or it depends on the group, and it depends on the individual person. So implement the decision. It is efficient, effective, and timely implementation. So if you talk about the organization or the company will be having more money and they will give importance to the timing. So within the stipulated time or within the given time, the work has to be done. So the efficient, effective, timely implement they do. And communication is a key for people to accept change. The communication is very much important in all the aspects. And transition plan made easy and pain free. So whatever the plans the company or the organization is doing, it should not create a problem or it should not create a pain to the employee. It should be a pain free. And evaluate the result. Once we get the result, we have to evaluate, we have to find out whatever the result we are getting, whether that is right or wrong. So monitor, how to check? Simply blindly we cannot evaluate the result. We have to monitor the results. When we monitor the result, only then we will come to know the result, whatever we are getting, that is right or wrong. So monitor results for the desired effect. Observe impact on the organization and stakeholder. So after getting the result, we have to check that whether the result is putting any impact on the organization or on the stakeholder, and return to the development of the problem statement and step it further. Refinement may be needed. So after getting the result, then again we have to do the redevelopment of the problem. It depends on the, if it is required, then we can go on the redevelopment of the problem. So when we redevelop the problem, then definitely we will refine the problem statement. Correct now, students? We will refine the problem statement. Ethics in information technology. So ethics in information technology, it is a public concern about the ethics use of information technology. It include ethics in information technology is nothing but the sending emails. So when we send an email, we have to follow the ethical rules, not only in the talk, not only in the working place. We have to follow the ethical rules in our technology, in our information technology also. We have to follow the ethical rules. The information technology is nothing but the sending emails, usage of internet. So assume that I don't have Wi-Fi, but my neighbor has Wi-Fi. So I don't know the password of that Wi-Fi. I will hack the password and I will try so many alternatives, and finally I will get a password, and I can be able to use their Wi-Fi. But it is not ethically correct. Correct now, students? It is not ethically right. So if you want to use, you purchase your own internet, or you talk to them. If they are giving a permission, then you can use the internet. So by stealing the information, you should not. This is also a unethical behavior. And downloading in violation of copyright. Some copyrights will be there. So copyrights we cannot download So downloading the copyrights is also a violation, and emails, spam emails, and hacking, identifying a theft, and plagiarism, cookies. All these are the in all these places we have to follow the ethical behavior. Here are some of the examples of ethical behavior. Students, this is a completion of this chapter. Fifth module. Two chapters are there for your syllabus. First chapter I have completed, and second chapter I'll do. I'll start in the next class. Second chapter I'll start in the next class, students. I'll stop here. Answer for the attendance. Answer attendance, students. Asta, Abhinav,
Present, ma'am.
Aishwarya,
Present, ma'am.
Amrish,
Ma'am.
Anu,
Present, ma'am.
Arbaz, Arjun,
Present, ma'am.
Ashok,
Present, ma'am.
Benita,
Present, ma'am.
Bhargavi,
Yes, ma'am.
Bhavisha,
Present, ma'am.
Chaitra,
Present, ma'am.
Dev,
Present, ma'am.
Diksha, Diksha, Deepika L,
Present, ma'am. Ma'am, Diksha,
Deepika
present,
M. Okay. Deepika M,
Present, ma'am.
Murli,
Present, ma'am.
Gangubai,
Present, ma'am.
Budia,
Present, ma'am.
Harshit,
Present, ma'am.
Junjar,
Present, ma'am.
Kavya,
Present, ma'am.
Kishore,
Present, ma'am.
Lata,
Yes, ma'am.
Manisha,
Present, ma'am.
Manjunath,
Yes, ma'am.
Nayana,